I come usher you to the front. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just for the purpose of aesthetics, it won't look nice on camera having some persons not occupying the sets in front of us. Thank you. You are so kind. Please, let's celebrate them. Let's celebrate them. Let's put our hands together for them. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we're just going to have a quick recap of what we have learned so far. It's been 2 days of insightful, inspiring, productive training. This is beyond just a conference. It's a movement, and I'm sure that we've learned quite a lot from this 2 days gathering of great minds. So we'd like to get feedback from you. What have you learned? It could be one word that has changed your life. It could be one actionable step that you have taken as a result of your participation in this conference. So I crave our indulgence. If you'd like to share your feedback or review, kindly signify by a raise of hand. Thank you. Can we please get microphone over to her? Where is the protocol, the ushers, please? Oh, fantastic. Can we have both of you at the front here? Thank you. Please, let's put our hands together for them as they make their way up to the stage. We have he for she's in the house, right? So can we have one man? One man representing all the men, all the he for she in housing and construction. Oh, don't tell me there is no one here to represent the male folks. One he for she. Do we have? Oh, fantastic. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Okay. He's part of our team. Please, to the stage. Thank you. So yes, please, to share your review. Osha, could you please help me get those that are still in the exhibition stand to come back to the hall? Thank you. Over here, please. Thank you. What has been your experience? Please. Yes, what has been your experience at the Africa Women in Housing and Construction Conference and Business Expo?
Thank you very much for the privilege and the time. Actually, yesterday, let me start by saying my name. Okay, my name is Nsar. Yesterday was very impactful and very interesting, and I happened to have the information that I have not been able to have for my whole life before. So I didn't know that the mortgage have a system where you can walk into a mortgage bank in Nigeria and open a contribution fund account. That after 6 months, you can ask for loan for one thing or the other. I didn't know that. So it was very impactful insight for me yesterday during the mortgage section. Thank you.
Are you just looking like that? Please put your hands together for this amazing leader. Thank you, Madam Nsa. Did I get the name right? Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Victoria. Thank you so much to everyone that have spoken. Today is my first day, actually. So what I have learned today, the most important thing that I picked out today is how very important knowing your craft is and how very, very important it is to be competent at what you do. And as much as we're trying to have forums like this, which I am very much grateful for, that we have forums like this where we have older women and mentors that we can listen from their well of knowledge, is something that we do not have a lot. But even if we have this support, it's also very important that you invest in a lot of knowledge for yourself. Very much.
Wow, are you just looking like that? Thank you so much. Thank you. We want to sell. Oh, fantastic. Could you please come share your thoughts? have he for she in the room now that's ready to share with us what your experience has been so far?
Good afternoon, all. I'm here standing on behalf of the National Council for Women's Societies, which represents, all women groups in the country. And I want to appreciate the convener, of this program. Uh, I'm not an architect, no a builder, but I'm a nurse under the NCWS, and we know that nursing is dominated with women, and you can see how men are trying to, they want to overtake, but we have taken our position, to stand strong. Yes, we wouldn't allow that. And so I want to, thank you for all of these lectures that have been going on since yesterday. I will borrow a statement from the Minister of Women Affairs. She said, this is women o'clock. It's women o'clock. It's an eye-opener. That every woman, thank God for women are doing so much out there. When you look at the calibers of women, that have spoken, know where they are coming from, you will know that, they are focused and they are concerned, about the Nigerian woman, even to the grassroots. And that is our concern, that every woman from top to bottom, we have a space where we can, showcase our potentials. And so that's why, I'm very, like yesterday when I heard about it, I'm retired. And I just bought the house that Rufai sold for us. And I'm just there in that small cubicle and trying to build a place I have not been able to finish. Is there. So when I heard about all of this yesterday, I'm like, when I went back yesterday, I went to tell my daughter, that works in the bank, I said, come without your bank salary, bring them. Bring them. There's a place where, yes, I know that I will start, but I'm starting for you. You will come, we will join, and then you move forward, because I don't want you to spend more time in that bank. After listening to all of that, she said, mommy, you are making sense. So I say, yes. So that is how, when we gain knowledge, we transfer knowledge, and that's how we will, Nigerian women, will rise up and take our place. Thank you very much.
Are you just looking like that? Nigerian women we should rise up and take our place. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that. I think that's a master class on it. So I would like to recognize those that are coming outside Abuja. If you're coming from outside Abuja, please, can you stand? Let's celebrate you properly. Please stand. It's a lot of sacrifice. I'm coming from Abuja. Please, from outside Abuja, Lagos, Kaduna, wherever you're coming from outside Abuja for this conference. Please stand. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, are you just looking like that? Please, let's celebrate these great leaders who made their way from very far kilometers and miles away to be here today. We celebrate and value you all immensely. So at this moment, we're going to real quick move on to the next program of event. But before that, I crave our indulgence to kindly close up the spaces in front of you. I was hoping the ushers would help me, but I may have to do it myself. Please, let's close up the spaces in front of us. I beg of you. Please. You've been, when they come back, they would sit in the available seats. Please, let's close up. Thank you so much. Please, let's close up. Is there someone there? Okay, what about the seats of type? Okay, please, we have 2 seats available here. We have another one here. We have 2 here. Please, let's close up, please. Let's close up. Ushers, could you help me usher them to their seats? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we please celebrate those great leaders? Let's put our hands together for them. Let's put our hands together for them. Please, can you join us? Please, let's put our hands together for them. I think my microphone works better here. So please, can we go forward this way? Thank you. Thank you so much. Can we please move forward? Thank you. Thank you. Can we please move forward? You are incredible. Can we celebrate those great leaders? Let's put our hands together for them. Your heads can be louder and better, bigger and brighter. Thank you so much. Thank you. No, we don't have ladies here. We have he for she's. Please, thank you. So let's not take so much of our time. Could you please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ushers, could you help me? Oh, by the way, I must commend our ushers. They are looking heavenly. Please, this way. Thank you. There are seats. There are seats available here. Please, I would have to wait for you to go. Thank you. I will be here until you move. Thank you so much. Let's fill up the spaces at the front. Yes, I am here. I want to witness it. I like to witness good things happen in my life. Thank you so much. Thank you. We celebrate and value you. Please, let's put our hands together for them. Over here, sir. We celebrate and value you. Ushers, if we find anybody sitting here without the chairs here occupied, I will sue you. Thank you so much. Can we put our hands together for ourselves once again? You are indeed incredible. What could I have done without all of you? Exceptional, exceptional leaders doing amazing and shaping the Africa's built environment. Fantastic. This looks better from up here. So we're moving on to the Africa Women in Hospitality and Construction Industry Strategy Roundtable. Well, you can also call this town hall meeting, right? And to moderate this session is architect ESV Chioma Nwogu Ogbonna. Are you just looking like that? Are you just looking like that? Exceptional leader, I must tell you. Exceptional leader. Doing amazing in the housing and construction sector. Are you just looking like that? I was hoping that your clap would be louder. It will be bigger. It will be better. I love the shouts. Thank you. It's also great to mention that she is the Director Head, Federal Public Asset Maintenance of the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. FNIA, FMP, ANIVS, RSV, INTL, Associate, AIA, and in fact, AWHC. Please put your hands together for this great leader. And to join on this roundtable is Town Planner. I was hoping for a shout. The immediate past National President, AWTPN. Town Planner Rekiat Ahoiza Fache, FNITP, FICA, AWHC. That's the new acronym and title. Please celebrate those great leaders. They're doing amazing. Thank you so much for the honor. Also, we have
DTPN is Association of Women Town Planners in Nigeria. Thank you.
Yes, please. Okay, so what we meant by AWHC is Africa Women in Housing and Construction. That's your new title added, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, so we also have Builder Mrs. Florence Akinyaude, FNIOB, FIMC. Are you just looking like that? And of course, AWH. Fantastic, you are incredible. Also, we have the Chairperson Women Association of Quantity Surveyors in Nigeria, WAQSN. And we're talking about Quantity Surveyor Ololade Sokoya, FNIQS. Is she in the room? That hand can be bigger and better. It can be louder. We're talking about a woman of timber and caliber. And there is one more title to be added, and that is what? You are incredible. Also, the National Chairperson Association of Professional Women Builders of Nigeria. And we're referring to Dr. Margaret Sati Shuaka, PhD, FNIOB, AW. Please put your hands together for being so amazing. We would also like to recognize the former chairperson, Shelter Afrique Development Bank, Dr. Chi Akpoji, who is duly represented. She sent in a representative. If you're representing Dr. Chi Akpoji, kindly raise your hand. Can you signify by a raise of hand? Or perhaps she's still having her lunch. Kindly bear with us, but as soon as she gets here, we'll make sure to have her join the panelists. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the industry expert on the strategy roundtable, and be handing over the microphone to Your Excellency, the First Vice President, Nigerian Institute of Architects, Architect Chioma Nwogu Ogbonnaya. Are you just looking like that? Thank you so kindly.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon once again. For all the he for she's that are here, I salute you specially. All the men in the house, please can we give them a rousing round of applause? So I thank the convener of this laudable conference. It's the first of its kind. And I know that it's a vision. She has done it in the larger scale in the built environment, but now she has zeroed in on the women. I think God is giving her another vision that she's going to carry through Africa. This is the maiden edition, and it's so good. And I know by the grace of God, next year it's going to be very, very good. Please, can we give her a round of applause? So I have with me this afternoon very distinguished ladies. They've done so well in the built environment of the construction industry, where they are excelling. And we've been given a task this afternoon to talk about the industry strategy and the future of women in Africa built environment. So I'll be starting with Town Planner Rick here. When we talk about the future of women in Africa's built environment, we're talking about participation, right? We talk about leadership and power. So which one is missing the most in this? You talk about women being leaders, women being empowered, being mentored. How do you wrap this together, and what do you think is missing in all of this, and how can the women enhance it better, leverage on what we have around us in the built environment to excel?
Okay. Thank you very much, my indefectible moderator. But I want to say, before I go on to answer your questions, let me just quickly use this opportunity to express our gratitude to the convener and her team. Madam Flora, you have done so well, and we're so proud of you. Honestly, it gladdens my heart when I heard about this conference, because we've been looking forward to having a kind of platform where we can actually network, collaborate, partner, and amplify our voices. And I'm sure everybody, every woman in this conference knows that this is just the right place to be and the right thing to do. And honestly, we're so proud of her for this great initiative. Coming back to your questions, as per the future of women in the construction and built environment, having been led as the immediate national chairman of Women Town Planners in Nigeria, we've done a lot. And in terms of leadership representation, so we employ our women to make sure that they take their beautiful places, not just for the town planners, but all the female professionals in the built environment. As you all rightly say, we have the architects, we have the builders, we have the engineers, and honestly, we're all doing well. Why? Because we've come to take the bull by the horn for our voices to be heard, because all over the world there is what we call gender inclusiveness. This gender inclusiveness, there's no way you can design without involving the women angle of it in the design. Otherwise, that design will not be inclusive, and it's going to be a dead on arrival. I appreciate the representative of the National Women Councils of Nigeria. You know, we've been partners and we've been meeting with the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs that will always tell us, take your rightful positions. If you don't, nobody will. And she's actually doing well. I'm talking about Honorable Iman Suleiman. Honestly, she has taken the women folks to a greater height, and all over the world we have been respected and recognized. So, well, all this, coming back to your question again, so we're doing well, but we still need more women to come out from their shells to take leadership positions, because it is then that our voices will be heard. Gone are the days that we plan for the community, for the people, but these days we have to plan with them. We have to include the women. All over the world, you hear people talking about inclusive design, inclusive design. When we talk about our parks, how do we design a parks without taking the women into consideration in terms of convenience and all of that, in terms of enlightening, in terms of making sure that there's adequate security for the women out there, because they are vulnerable. Going to the parks, if there's no lighting, adequate lighting, it subjects to sexual assault and all of that. Then there was this town hall meeting that I attended with the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, of which I told her that the convenience, we need to have the women, the gender-friendly convenience all over Nigeria. Because, there's no way you can, as a woman, you cannot just come out like that and want to, like, when you're pressed, then you will have to start going to where the men, it's very easy for the men to do that. But for the women, you have to be very much careful. So gender-friendly design is the order of the day. Then, okay, thank you. So all these designs need to be have a kind of a touch of the feminine perspectives. So, and at the same time, saying all of this, I'm sure all of you that are here, whether the men or the women, you must have come in contact with this conference, maybe through social media and all of that. We need to build, as women, we need to build ourselves to be technologically sound and, to be up to date in our data and all of that. Without the social media, I'm sure we wouldn't have come across this conference. And being here yesterday, you could see the access to information, some of the information that you were not opportune to get before. You were able to get all those information of which can actually transform your lives into a better human being. So as the women, we shouldn't just fold our arms and sit down thinking that all manners will come from heaven. We need to be more proactive, go out there, make sure that you go back to school and, get equip yourself so that you will be useful for a better society. We, the town planners, we make sure that our communities are gender inclusive and at the same time a sustainable development. We've been carrying out some of the projects, policies, and programs that are gender friendly, making sure that our women are well involved. There was this time that I was just reading, going through some of the social media, and I came across a video where some of these men sleeping under the bridges, or that's in Lagos State. We came across one woman was there, although I think she according to the video, she was sick and all of that, but she's everyday rape. And all the guys, turn by turn, on daily basis, make the advantage of that and, rape her. What I'm trying to say is that housing is very key. In fact, it's a basic necessity. It shouldn't be over because the women are the most vulnerable. While the men can actually be safe sleeping under the bridges, the women cannot. If a woman tries that, honestly, it's another story the next day. So this housing and construction is even meant for the women. So, and I'm so happy that even the Federal Mortgage Bank, also some of the mortgage bank finances were here yesterday, at least to help us out, because we can't do it alone. When we have a flexible loan from all these federal mortgage banks and other ones, honestly, it will be easier for the women out there to group, whether in group, whether they will have to save money to make sure that at least they come together to have a roof on their head. Aside that, how can we move forward? Honestly, I must say that the women were the most special species that God has ever created. But we need to support each other. We need to support each other. Don't mind our differences. We can, because when you have a broom, it can easily be break. But when you have a bunch of broom, it's very difficult. So we have to support ourselves. We should stop pulling ourselves down. If a woman is coming out, irrespective of gender, irrespective of religions, tribes, and all of that, we should support that woman, because if the woman is doing well over there, honestly, the whole women will benefit from that. Thank you very much. I don't know whether I've answered your question. Thank you.
Yes, you have. You've done more justice than even the question. You said women should be proactive and they should equip themselves academically so they don't get vulnerable, because that lady, of course, we could see without even being told, maybe somebody who didn't have the basic education, because no matter how bad the economy is, if you go to school, the worst case scenario will not be going under the bridge to sleep and making yourself vulnerable. And that we are special species and we should support each other. Please, can we give her a round of applause? So over lunch this afternoon while we were talking, Mommy, you said something about NIOB, that's the Nigerian of Builders, that for several years, I don't know how long you've been in existence, but you've never had a female president. That brings me to my next question that says, that women are taking up places in building, architecture, town planning, engineering, in the construction industry, and we're in our numbers. But the leadership in this sector is overwhelmingly dominated by men. What will be that break in the pipeline to make sure the women come up, especially in your own institute, NIOB? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to really appreciate my sister, Flora. Well done. I say, well done. I said again, well done. I'm so proud of you. You are just like me. Because I want to take these questions to start how I started and where we are today. The NIOB you are talking about, when we brought this NIOB from Lagos, when we are asked to move to Abuja, and we have no office here. The NIOB was brought to Ministry of Works, our Ministry of Environment. They started in my office. We struggled from our office before they got that civil service club. I don't know where you are. So today, we are proud of NIOB. They are moved ladder up. But there's something that called caterpillar, ekanka, that is eating us in. They don't want the women to come up. They want to be the men there, but they have forgotten. My Bible makes me to understand. In the book of Genesis 2, verse, is it 4 to 5 now? That say, God created man and brought out women from their ribs. And to do what? To be helpmates. And these our men have forgotten that helpmates means the same brain, the same how many senses we have. God double, we women double it. Because thousands of things that we women does, men cannot do half of it. Clap women now. Because when men, we agree that they are our heads. Yes, we accept it. But when they cannot do without us. I don't know why they are pushing us this way. They are pushing us that way. They don't want us to get there. I don't know why they are so jealous that they think we want to take over what God has asked them to do. In the Nigeria Institute, we struggled. The women struggled. When our women, Mrs. Bolariwa, our first woman builder in Nigeria, Mrs. Alaba, when they want to get there to be the president, the men push her down. They make sure that they vote against her so that she will not get there. She was first vice then. Mrs. Bolariwa, second vice, they never allowed them to get there. But we women there, we still keep on fighting. Now we fought our way. Our women now I think it's a second vice now. We have gotten to second vice, and we are standing firm. By the grace of God, we are going to have women presidents as time goes on. Do you know why? That's why I said, let me start. When I was coming up, struggling at my days as woman, they always call me tomboy. Tomboy. Do you believe that I started architecture at School of Draftsmanship, Victoria Island. From School of Draftsmanship, Victoria Island, I struggled my way to. I passed very well. They came to come and fight us to enter Yabatech. We enter Yabatech to study building. It is from there I started climbing the ladder until I now find my way. I was now with Ministry of Works and Housing. We were now called Ministry of Environment. We were called Ministry of different names then. But at the end of the day, they brought us to Ministry of MNDA, Niger Delta. They came to Ministry of Works to come and pack us then. That there's no professionals, that we start that work for the federal government then. So we had to go to different states. I was taken to Akwa Ibom State as the project manager. From there, I stood as a woman. They said, why did they have to bring a woman to come and start this work here at Akwa Ibom State? They did not want to record with me. Where we want to go and work was skill acquisition centers in Ibuno, where there is Mobi oil. To God be the glory. I was able to stand the test of time over there. Where they were thinking that we cannot stand because you are a woman. Because you are a woman. God really helped me that, in fact, they took my side as one of the best. The ministers came, they visited them more than 2-3 times. While they were still asking us to come back to Abuja, we came back to Abuja. They still took me back there again because they could not find somebody to complete that project. I stood my ground, I fought it, and I made it. So, what you want to become, you will become. What you want to do. Women have passion for things. When I got there, I discovered that they were just taking money, and let things go. Let things go. Yes, we are finished. We are finished. And it is not like that. But I made sure that everything that I want to pass by, I saw it. It was done. And I want to encourage you. Now, you have had a lot from the bondage and from a lot since yesterday. Let's take bull by the horn and we stand for our rights. And as we have started, now that I am the managing director of training center for of training the artisans in Base University. And by the grace of God, I'm still waiting to make sure I certify those of you are into your skill, you have skill, then you know that you have skill. Then we want to give you what we call RPL certificates. We want to see, to prove yourself that, yes, you own this thing. You know it. But we want to know whom you are. You can spare what you are talking about to us. We give you a certificate. I'll give the room to women. Come over. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mommy said, what you want to become, you become. Mommy, you wanted to become an architect, right? Or you went to school of architecture. You know, it's never too late. You can still come and do architecture. Please, can we give her a round of applause? She equally mentioned that the site she went to pioneer in Akwa Ibom was recognized as the best site. I will tell you, I believe so much in that because in Bayelsa, when we started the National Housing Program, I was the team lead. I started it in a waterlogged area. Too many stories about the site, but it turned out to be the best. My minister back then, Fashola, went and said, this is one of the best sites. So we can become what you can become. Can we give her a resounding round of applause? Thank you. So, Dr. Margaret, what will you describe as the biggest structural barrier that prevents the women to scale up in African built environment? I can give you as an example. We talked about access to capital, the procurement system, the workplace culture, or something else entirely. In your own perspective, what do you conceive or perceive as the biggest structural barrier that prevents women from scaling up in the built environment? Thank you.
Thank you. I'll go straight to the question because I believe my sisters have already appreciated this very forum, and I appreciate it also. And I attest that this is one of the forums that is bringing solutions. So when we talk about barriers in the built environment, I see them as multifaceted. If you want to perhaps bring out one and say this is the biggest, it might be not the biggest, because both are really serious. The work culture, to me, it's one of the biggest, because right from the first question that was asked at this very session, I see the cultural barrier as one of the biggest, the work culture. Yes, because from the very first, women are underrepresented. So why are women underrepresented? It's because of the work culture. Women are not interested, first of all, in joining the built environment. And why the major reason they are not even interested in joining is the work culture. There is discrimination in employment, in hiring of women. I graduated in 87. Then it's almost more than 30 years back. Here in Abuja, I tried looking for a job, and I went to 3 big construction companies. If they could hire me when I was about finishing my NYSC, and all the 3 companies told me that it is in their work policy not to hire women. So I see that first as your greatest blockage. They don't even want to hire women. That is their work policy. It was in the 3rd big construction firm that I went that they told me, okay, we are really curious to try a lady, even though we have this policy in place. We will employ you on pupillage. We examine you for 6 months. We will see if you can do it. That arrangement was just between me and the site manager, that if after 6 months my performance meets his expectation, he will take the risk to recommend to the organization to employ me fully. You see, so I saw that as discrimination. And then, you know, why I say there are multifaceted problems. We didn't have mentorship. We didn't have forums like this. There was nowhere I could go and cry to and say, oh, this is my experience, you know. So I just kept it to myself and had to go to where there was least resistance, where they were willing to readily employ me, and where even my employment letter came even before you know, I could round up the NYSC. I had to start working in the public sector, you know. But within construction firms, there is that work discrimination in hiring, and I think that is one of the strongest cultural barriers. If we can have that done away with, that is why I say forums like this, where people are made aware of what is happening in the built environment sector and solutions are proffered, they are excellent. We thank God for this very forum. And apart from discrimination in hiring, the work culture itself, there is this long, rigid work hours. I said so in my presentation yesterday, that works against women unfavorably, because naturally the society, being gender biased, if you are not even married, you might hardly be respected. So women naturally are groomed to grow up and get married. And once you get married, you become a caregiver to your children and to your husband. And you cannot combine caregiving at home with this kind of rigid long hours of work, sometimes in remote areas, you know. Like I know I started even in the public sector as a young girl unmarried. Then I could be going to supervise jobs after 3 or 4 hours drives every morning. There was project vehicle and everything. We go in the morning, we come in the night. I was a young lady, not married, stay with my elder brother. There was no challenge to that. But what if I were a family woman? I know that then it wouldn't have been easy. So all those things make women to see the construction industry as unfavorable. And what we are clamoring for is a work-life balance so that the woman should be able to balance her work life with her home. So those are the things that we want these kind of advocacy programs to project to the industry. Let there be policies, reforms that will give women flexible work hours. Another work culture barrier that I still see very important. If you go to the teaching, the hospital, you see crèche, baby crèche for mothers. So already it is believed that teachers are women. They will get pregnant, they will have babies, they will need a crèche to drop their babies. But in the construction industry as a whole, you have never seen any crèche on the building site. Nobody is willing to do that because already the assumption is that this place is not for women. Why should we bring crèche to construction site? And some husbands will say, the place is even risky and hazardous. I won't even allow my baby to be kept in a crèche on the side, But you can have a woman who is a nursing mother that we want to go and breastfeed her baby and so on. So all these things are maternity policies, family policies that we want reforms in the construction site. So I see that as the greatest barrier to underrepresentation of women. Because if women are underrepresented, you won't even talk of their leadership in the first place because the women are not there. They need to be there first before they can even get to leadership positions. Yes, leadership position is a challenge because one, the opportunity for your career progression is not given. So that is also a challenge. When we talk of women starting on their own, yes, as the theme of this very conference, lack of capital too, it's a very big barrier for women to scale up in their own businesses on their own, to start their own construction farms and to own houses and build properties and so on. So that is also a major barrier. In terms of leadership, like my sister has mentioned, I think women are not saying just give us leadership. I believe in getting what you merit. If you don't merit it, you don't deserve it. That we are saying women should be represented in leadership in NIRB, let it be that the women merit it, that the women are performing, that the women have developed themselves, that the women love themselves, they are helping themselves. Let it be out of merit that women can get into those leadership positions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, I will let her take the announcement first.
Hello? Okay. Thank you so much. Earlier, we introduced the National Chairperson Female Architect of Nigeria, Architect Ene Audu Agada. But she was in a meeting earlier representing the Institute, but she's here with us now. We crave her indulgence to kindly join the round table. Thank you so much. Remember, we told you that this is more or less a town hall meeting. Thank you so much. Please join us, ma'am. We also got to know that the Chairperson Women Association of Quantity Surveyors in Nigeria, Quantity Surveyor Ololade Sokoya FNIQS, has someone representing her here. Can the representative kindly give us a wave? Can the representative kindly give us a wave? Okay, so in the absence of that, please, ma'am, you may take the lead. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jen. Thank you so much. So, while Dr. Margaret was speaking, I felt so bad when she talked about the discrimination she had to face as a young lady trying to get employment. So it's so sad that it's one of the to face in the built environment. But I know that the good thing is that you later got into the government sector, that's the public sector. It's not like that in the public sector. It's quite friendly. But I take away a very good policy suggestion that we should drive in the public sector, the maternity policy. Just informally, the other time I was discussing with my colleagues in my department, and we've started carving out crutches in some of the federal secretariats. So, yeah, thank you. We have some of the federal secretariats that we've carved out crutches. So, young mothers, nursing mothers can as well go in intermittently, look after their children. I faced that in 1999, 2001, and all of that, when the kids were small, running up and down with them, them moving everywhere into the office, distracting people. So thinking through several years after, we carved out that to encourage mothers, not because you are a nursing mother, you lose that from your job or you have to resign, just trying to strike a balance like I talked about. Thank you very much. So can we give her a round of applause? Thank you. Architect Ene Agada, good attain, you are in the private sector. And we are talking about the challenges, professional, public sector, federal, in fact, you're my junior staff in the office. If you correct me now, I'll serve your query. Well, Architect Ene works in she's an assistant director in the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. She's my professional colleague as well. Somebody I've mentored over the year, and she's coming up and doing well. And have you not learned enough from me?
I've learned so
and
much.
I think I'm proud of what she's doing and where she's going. So, Ene, my question to you will be on, government infrastructure projects are dominated mainly by men. In procurement system in the ministry, you find out that most of our contractors are men. You oversight the housing projects in Abuja. You are the chief resident architects of the ministry. I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity to work with a female contractor in all of these projects, be it the National Housing Project, the Renewed Hope Housing Project. If you've had, tell us the experience of having worked with one. I haven't worked with one anyway in my over 25 years work experience in the ministry. So, but if you've not, what solution would you prefer to bridge this gap? Thank you.
Thank you very much, my mentor, my director. Actually, you are quite right. The contractors are dominated by men. Recently, for the very first time, a woman, I got introduced to one of our contractors. She's supposed to renovate. She's actually doing a project under the FPAM. She's coming to renovate the federal the field office at the Federal Secretariat, but we are yet to commence the project. So I can't say, but one thing I've seen in her, talking to her, one thing she tells me, I want to do the job as it is stated. I want to follow specification. And that is something I notice with a lot of women. When they are given assignments, they want to do it the way it is stated by the books. They don't want to cut corners. So, but I don't know why women are having challenges getting these jobs. But currently, I've had opportunity to talk with some female colleagues, some female professionals in the built environment, those that are in the private sectors, those that are looking forward to carrying out some of these projects within the government and even in the private sector. Most of the challenges they face that I've heard is that most times, probably, there's this impression that women might not be able to handle it as well as the men. And then there's this impression sometimes that one is totally wrong. And because you're a woman, you're expected to give something uh, that will solve your femininity in exchange for that job. A lot of women face that. So it becomes a huge challenge because by the time you go out there, somebody begins to tell you this and that. And then sometimes in the system, there's also this system of, it's something I've noticed that happened. I don't know whether I should really talk about it, but it's something that bothers me, whereby you are expected also to give some monetary commitment, something out of that project. The women are not that financially endowed, so this is a challenge to them as well. But if they are given these projects, sometimes they could go and look for financing and collaboration, and then they'll be able to carry it out. But whereby that that system, it's not a legal system that has been running on for a very long time, that you have to make some monetary commitment. It actually is a barrier to women. And I think the policy that can be set up in procurement is for a transparent tender process, whereby, although that is what is supposed to be happening, whereby everything, all the documentation, all the assessments are done transparently, and the best man for the job, which could be the woman. That is one of one of the phrases of my immediate past president of the Nigerian Institute of Architects. She's always saying that the best man for the job could be a woman. So you never can tell. The best man for that job to handle that project might be a woman. So let the system be transparent enough that everything is handled in such a way that the person that is qualified get the job, and not just the person that has the money or the connection and all that. And I think in this way it will favor the women. And also, let everybody, the men and the women in the system, let us also encourage women to come out there. If they see that they can get these jobs, I think they will come out more, and I know that they'll be able to make impact. Although, like I said, I've not finished working with this woman, but one thing she tells me, she doesn't want to cut corners. And when I talk with a lot of women, this is what they say. So most times, I believe a woman will be able to get these projects done very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, she deserves a round of applause. So, the woman you talked about, it's the department is my department.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure she was into facility management of the project you're talking. I was actually talking about a fresh construction and all of that. So, but we have that shortage of women being contractors. You
This is my
pointed
first time.
said-
Since I started working in the ministry, this is
It's the first time I'm having a woman,
Yeah.
just even for facility management.
Yes, yes.
Money has been an issue. Thank you very much. I've been told that we have less than 10 minutes, so we will try to wrap it up very fast. I will ask questions and we quickly give a 1 minute contribution so we can round up. So back to you, my dear sister Rekia. Universities are producing talented female architects, builders, and town planners like you and engineers. So why is this talent not translated proportionally to representation in major projects across the country? Like you have them churning out enough, but you don't see them in the fields. I know some of these reasons have been stated here, but what else can you add to it that makes us not to see quite a number of them, even when they have excelled more than their male counterpart in school?
Thank you very much. Let me just round it up by saying that we'll still have to go back to the fact that we need to mentor. And at the same time, right when they were in school, there was this thing that needed to be done, advocacy, aggressive advocacy on what the professionals in the built environment do. And when they come out, us that are doing well, we should find it in our own way to support the younger generations. We should embrace them and mentor them. Even though, because we cannot be assured of the government's absorbing them. But what about us in the private sector, in the public sector, the NGOs and all of that? So if we have one leak on the other, we can actually co-opt those our young professionals to be part and parcel of us. It's us now to make sure that we pick, even if it's one, because when you train a female, we are training a whole nation. Even if it's one or two, embrace them, bring them on board and mentor them, because when we're out of the service, they will have to represent us. And I want to use this opportunity again to say that leadership, because my colleagues say something about those that merit. Of course, we have many women out there that are sound, that are full of ideas and creativities, but you know, because of that timidness and all of that, most of them are afraid to come out of their shell to show the world the stuff they are being made of. Like during my own tenure, I made it possible to make sure that the leadership role is for women. Come on board. If you make one mistake one day, the next day you will correct that mistake, and you discover that you are doing very well. In fact, you will even be the one hoping for more presentation and all of that. So we wouldn't say because we only need those ones that you see that some people can even come out with two. You understand? A woman with ordinary past, when it comes to experience and to even express herself, you will discover that from nowhere, she's doing very well. So we have to encourage our women to take leadership roles. Don't be scared, because that's where we can have our voices heard. I'm sure if we have not taken any leadership role, we wouldn't have been here today. How do we get back to the society? How do we assist our women if our voices are not being heard? So the leadership role is a done deal for the women. All the women out there, please take leadership roles so that our voices will be heard. Make sure that we are part of the decision-making process, so that whatever that is bothering us will be tendered. If we don't have our women out there, how do we relate to our problems? How could our problems be solved? And for us, the women in the built environment and the construction industry, I beg of you, we should focus on a sustainable, inclusive, community-driven development, so that we can carry all the women along. We can actually provide solutions to their problem. And also, again, this new technology, we should leverage on making sure that we use technology to solve some of our urban problems as solutions. Thank you very much, and I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you. Mentorship it is. Thank you very much. So maybe a quick one. We're talking about Africa's built environment and its challenges. We know that housing deficit has always been a problem. It's said that Nigerian housing deficit ranks about 15 million or so. Infrastructure gap is a problem. Climate resilience, they're enormous. How can we proffer this solution, especially coming from the women angle, to do a regional collaboration among the women professionals to change this narrative, especially with a forum like this. It's Africa, like I said. Flora, my dear sister, the convener and the visionary of this program, sees it to be a regional thing. How can you encourage that? Thank God you're the chair of the occasion. So, from your perspective as the chair of the occasion, what is your vision on of the women to close this gap going forward? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that questions. I think I remember I attended one of your programs.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You remember
Yes.
this of your people that came from
Abroad.
from abroad? Yes.
Interactive session.
Interactive session.
Yes.
That is the collaboration type that we need now. Yes, you have started it well, my dear, my sister Flora. I said you have just started it now. You have not know what you have just started because the whole Africa will know of it and they will be coming to Nigeria. Yes, for it. We need collaboration to be able to, to get what we want. And that is why I'm now encouraging all women, please be skilled. Take one of these construction something, be skilled in it. In fact, in this technology life we are now, take one because we are going higher, we are going far. I remember when I went to Orlando for my management course. Yes, that is what we were taught. Be skilled. Be skilled in one aspect of it because it's that or skill that will bring you out. Not even now that we are going to collaborate with other Africans because we have just started. And news is going to get to them one after. In our next year, they are going to come from Liberia. They are going to come from South Africa. They are going to come from every other African countries. They are going to say, where are they doing this something? But I think there was a conference now that even we were asked to come at Ghana.
Yes.
Are we aware of this? Yes, I was able, but if not for this wahala of Naira drop. Yes. We're supposed to be such places. Those are the type of conferences that women, come together to be able to talk and say, this is the way forward. We women, we have arrived. Say, we have arrived. Have you agreed with me? Say, we have arrived.
We have arrived.
Yes, we are taking over. Yes, because the men have been there, and so they are failing us. We need to come up. Are we? Thank you.
Yeah. We have arrived. If you know you've arrived, say I. The ones that didn't say anything, you're still on your way. I don't know where you will arrive. Thank you. Dr. Margaret, a very quick one. When we often talk about mentoring women in the industry, mentorship doesn't always translate to opportunity. What would you do more to sponsor people and make it like a gateway opener for young women in the industry to have a future, to believe that there's a future for them through mentorship? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Maybe going straight to the answer. The International Women's Day that was celebrated last week had that theme, Give to Gain. And I think that is the answer to mentorship. Mentorship needs to be backed with practical solution. Mentorship indeed is very good. And I think from the first speaker, she has said it, because one of the reasons why with so many graduates in the university don't commensurate to practicing professionals in the industry is because of that leaky pipeline that they give up along the way. And that is due to lack of mentorship. They are discouraged, and they, like my only classmate in the university, she is working as a hospital administrator. I have never seen her in any building forum. That's just an example of a leaky pipeline. And mentorship, it's the solution to so many things. I love this very African Women in Construction conference, because to me, it's one of the most beneficial conferences I have attended. I have attended conferences that gives you theoretical solutions, but no practical solutions. What we need to back up the theoretical, yes, mentorship is a theoretical model that you are to mentor, to help the women, even in leadership, let them see mentors and all these ones. Sometimes it involves the sacrifice of your resource. It involves connecting them to the right networks that will help them. We had in this very forum people from Mortgage Bank, people from rural homes, people that are lawyers, and so on. These are practical solutions. When you need the finance, you have a way, that you can even get access to that finance. Those are practical solutions, and I'm so happy that practical solutions are coming up in the built environment. So to back up, to make our mentorship very effective, sometimes we need to back it up with action. Support the indigent student, like we had in our this thing. Indigent students that cannot even write their WAEC. Yes, you have encouraged them in STEM, but they don't have enough money to register for WAEC. As a professional body, what stops you from giving them money? Supporting them, let them be able to write their WAEC or write their JAM and so on. People that cannot pay their school fees, support them. So you give. At the end, you invest in a woman, the society gains at large. Thank you.
So, Architect Ene, in just 1 minute, what's your vision in the next 5 years to meaningfully shift the landscape for women in Africa's built environment? Thank you.
My vision for women in the next 5 years to shift the landscape.
For women to shift the
landscape. That's in terms of the women in the built environment. We can see that the landscape is slow, but the progress we've made is slow. Wrapping up all of what we have said, your takeout from this conversation this afternoon, in the next 5 years, what is that you are going to bring forward that will close up this gap, shifting the landscape for the women in the built environment?
Well, I think a lot has been said today, and I will still emphasize on mentorship, just like she said, because in mentorship, we are building the future. In mentorship, we are giving to sustain the future. What do I mean by that? Because if whatever is being done today, if we don't mentor the younger generation, there'll be no continuity, there'll be no improvements and all that. And just like when you asked her that, you asked somebody that, how can a mentorship be converted into opportunities? Also, I believe that you might go somewhere, there's an opening, and that thing is not what you can handle. You know that somebody younger than you can do it better. When you see that opportunity, also reach out to that younger person so that that person can shine. Once that person is connected to you, as long as that person is shining, you are also shining. And in that way, women will continue to climb higher. And also, there's this gap in the building industry that we're talking about. And with this kind of conference that we've had, we've talked a lot. It's not just about talking. We've met with different people. After today, let's come together. Let's not be afraid. The world is looking at us right now. Let's come together and come up with a project that can solve the housing situation in Africa. We can do it. The only thing is that let's be focused and support one another, collaborate, bring our ideas, advocate, whatever we need to do, because the truth is that as women, our goodwill is very, very large. The world is looking up to us to make that difference. So it is time for us to begin to make difference where we see that there are gaps, we begin to close those gaps, fears away. Let's take uncertainty away and launch out fully and begin to do this thing despite the stereotypes, the barriers, the traditional barriers and stereotypes we face daily. Let's make a difference. Thank you.
Very, very much. Please, can we give this wonderful women a resounding round of applause for doing justice to some of these questions that were really, really tough and took you unawares. You did very good justice to it, showing that you are hands-on with what you do in the built environment, and you are ready to go out there, launch out, and prove to the women that you can be what you want to be. Thank you, and God bless you.
My life. Media, please, this microphone should work well because these are powerful women. Great leaders. Thank you. Can we also have a group photograph? I crave your indulgence. Thank you so much. It was indeed a powerful session. Powerful session, I must say. So before we move on to the last, thank you so much. Your moderation was fantastic. I love that you summarized each speaker's point of view. That was commendable. Please celebrate our moderators again. Thank you so much, distinguished speakers. We celebrate and value you all. So we will be presenting certificates first to our exhibitors before we have the last speaker for the day, who will be speaking for just 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, we'll be speaking for 10 minutes. Yeah, so the presentation will be swift. Can we have Madam Convener with us? And can we have representative of RIDAN? One of our exhibitors, representative of RIDAN. Can we also have representative of ORO? Can we have representative of Rural Homes Limited? Can we also have representative of Family Homes Fund? Can we have representative of Dynamic Domain? Can we have them upstage? Okay, can we have them? Yes. Can we also have Mommy, the chairperson of this esteemed conference? Mommy, please, can you join us upstage to present this certificate to our esteemed exhibitors who trusted us and decided to exhibit. And I'm sure that they've gotten value for their investment. Thank you so much. So we will start with Redan. This is what it truly means when we say women supporting women. We'll start with Redan, and then Dynamic Domain. So can we, okay.
On behalf of our convener, these certificates of recognition have been given to you, family Regan. To Regan, say thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Madam. God bless you. Next year, I know it will be much better than this. God bless you. future rise.
Yes.
Welcome to RC 2026. ARC 2026. Women in construction. Building Africa brick by brick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let the whole world see.
Up next is Dynamic Domain. Are you just looking like that? Let's celebrate Redden as she takes a sit. Up next is Dynamic Domain. That hands can be bigger and better. Thank you.
On this occasion of African women
Abuja. Are you ready?
in housing construction,
Africa.
this certificate of recognition
Today
is
we
being given to
celebrate
you
power.
for coming to this program. We say
Celebrate
thank you.
vision.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Up next
We look
is
forward for more collaborations.
thank you so much. Up next is Oro. Kindly join us on stage. That hands can be bigger and better. Are you just looking like that? Thank you.
Realtors creating wealth. Urban planners sealing the deal. Welcome, 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 Africa, women in housing and construction.
For
Women in roofing, women in construction, building Africa brick by
being
brick.
part of this first meeting of African women in construction, you have been recognized by coming to honor us. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. God bless you. We say congratulations for this certificate.
Very much to the convener. Thank you to the African Women in Housing and Construction. We look forward to doing better things next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next is Family Homes Fund. Apologies. Family Homes Fund. Rural Homes Fund, sorry. Rural Homes, yes. And then Turkish Quality.
This is a recognition of certificates of recognition that you are here in the first meeting of African women in construction. Thank you for coming. Next year, we still hope to see you and to groups again.
Welcome.
We want to thank the organization for this. It has been a very impactful session. We enjoyed ourselves. We learned a lot. And the speakers were wonderful. We hope to do more next year. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Apologies, Rural Home, for keeping you waiting longer. Up next is Turkish Quality. Are you just looking like that? Let's put your hands together for our dear exhibitors.
Thank you, Turkish. This is recognition of your coming to honor us in our first meeting of African in construction. Thank you. We need more of you next time. Thank you.
Welcome to our distinguished speaker, special guest of honor.
Are you just looking like that? Thank you. So we're going to take this. This is a photo retake. She wasn't captured the first time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Expo 2026. Celebrate.
Thank you so much. So the next segment of certificate presentation will be to participants. But before then, we would like to have our last presentation for the day. Remember, we promised we'll be out of here before 4 p.m. And our last speaker will be educating us on law, legacy, and leadership. Finding work, building wealth, and elevating worth in Africa for professional women in Nigeria. She is our VIP speaker, and I am referring to the chairperson of FIDA Abuja chapter. I'm referring to Barrister Chioma Onyenucheya Uko, FMTI. Thank you so much. We celebrate your value.
It appears someone has gone practicing pronouncing my name. And I must acknowledge that great improvement. Thank you so much. Yes, my name was well pronounced today. I want to first of all start with an apology. I am immensely sorry. I'm only just joining the conversation a few minutes ago. My heart has been here since morning. Unfortunately, I do not own my own court yet. Neither do I direct the course that the court take in a day. I had thought I'll be able to be out from court, before 12 noon, but unfortunately, I'm just running straight from court to this place. Thank you very much. You really are kind. All right. Because the day has been fast spent, I'm going to try as much as I can to condense my presentation. I think it would be best I start with a story. You already heard I'm the chairperson of FIDA Nigeria Abuja branch. And yesterday, all of you who were here, I told you who FIDA is or what FIDA is, however it is you prefer to, take that. Beyond that, I'm a family lawyer. And being a family lawyer means that oftentimes, when push comes to shove, the successful women come back home. They come to me. After they have aced their games, after they have, they are doing mighty things. And all the time they're doing those perfect, those mighty, those excellent, those big things. Things are just going okay. So nobody really bothers with a lawyer. It's not necessary. They don't see a need for it. Life is sweet. Life is, and then something happens. And I'm not just saying something happening in the place of work. I'm not just talking about something happening in that contract that you have to deal with as a woman in the housing or construction sector. I'm talking about something happening in that vulnerable space, or easily the most vulnerable space in your domestic relations. And then that is when they realize that there are questions they should have asked. There are things they should have considered. There are consultations that would have been beneficial, which they didn't reckon with until life happens. And it is because of that experience that I have had upwards of about 20 years now that I've come to the realization that we need to have more conversations such as we're having today to conscientize women on the need to be deliberate. Or, let me use another word, on the need to be intentional. Can I hear someone say intentional? Yes. Maybe I'll still remind you to say intentional a few more times before I hand over the microphone. The reason I want you to entrench the word intentional in your subconscious, if you don't remember any other thing I've said today, or I will say today, the reason I need you to entrench that word intentional in your subconscious is because it is that intentionality that will guide you on the steps or the advice I'm going to give you today. And every other thing that may come up that is not contemplated in this conversation, because there's no way this conversation is going to cover every possible scenario. For those other scenarios that may just come up, intentionality should guide your actions, your choices, your decisions. For too long, they have called us emotional. For too long, we have been emotional. Has it served us well? Thank you very much. I am not saying we should lose our EQ, which is our emotional intelligence. It's sweet, it's soft to, keep in tune with your emotional side. But I'm saying
whether it is emotions or whatever else, we are going to be what? No, 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 no. If you don't even get these basics, you're not likely to understand anything else I say. I want to be sure that you understand me. We are going to be what? Thank you. My topic is law, legacy, and leadership. Those are the three things I'm talking about. And I'm tying it to the overall theme of this conversation, which is redefining work, building wealth, and elevating worth. But this time, I'm personalizing it to you as a professional woman, whether you are a woman in the built-up spaces or a woman in every other profession in Nigeria. I am saying I want this conversation to conscientize us on the need to use the law as a tool per time, the importance of building a legacy, and the fulfillment that comes with leadership. Those are the three things we're looking at. And when I talk law, if you don't even understand the law, you're not likely to engage it as you ought to. And truly, even for the lawyers, it is Lord Denning of blessed memory who said that God forbid that a lawyer should know all the law. So even the lawyer is not expected to know all the law. But what a lawyer has going for him or her is the capacity to research the law, harvest relevant law as is needed, whenever it is needed. And then being able to engage it, to interrogate it, to utilize it with the advantage of the experience or the training he or she has as a lawyer. But for you, what you need to do is to realize that for each step you take, I'm not saying that before you breathe in oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, that you need to talk to a lawyer. But hey, there really isn't any harm in doing that either. Do you understand? I'm simply saying that you must, living here today, tell yourself, I am going to be more intentional in engaging a lawyer or talking to lawyers. That way, what you ordinarily would have missed because you don't have the training of being a lawyer, you will gain. And it doesn't matter whether you are paying that lawyer to retain him or you're just going to be smart and just make a friend who is a lawyer. I have friends who call me and they ask me questions because they are my friends. I don't remember to say, pay your consultation fee, 250K, then let them schedule you. I may not say that because they are my friends and their interest matters to me. I hold their hands immediately and I walk them through. So you can also be smart. Go and look for a smart lawyer and make that person your friend. But aside that, there is no harm in engaging a lawyer on a retainership. Someday, you will be happy and say, Kai, that woman told me that day. I didn't think that day will come. I promise you, it will come. It may not come for bad. It may also come for good. But that day will come. And the law has made ample provisions to protect your interest. Not only on a general note, but even on the more specific note of being a woman. And I said I was going to start with the story. I'll tell you the story of a young lady who is one of my clients. This young lady has a good job. I'm not going to mention the parastatal where she works. By chance, somebody is able to string together the facts and know who I'm talking about. She works in the government parastatal. She earns very good money, including that at some point, she earned an allowance that was in tens of millions on account of her stature in office. Unfortunately, because she's a woman in love who is married and who has been socialized as most of us in this room to believe that marriage is two becoming one, and it is for better or worse. And we do not realize that though we become one, we do not lose our autonomy. We do not lose our individuality. We must maintain intentionality even in becoming one. But she became one and just thought it would be ad infinitum. And after she became one, she handed over. In fact, she said her husband had her ATM card. So it was his call to decide what funds that come into the family is applied to. Sounds sweet, right? And then Oga got bored. He got bored because he had built up an empire of sorts for himself. And she felt we were building. We are building our empire. That's what she felt. And then Oga says, I'm sorry, I'm done. And because he has said, I am done, she then says, I don't get, you're done what? Oh yeah, now, then let's split. He says, split what? You don't own a thing. And truly, she owns nothing. Not a thing. There is no bed, and I'm deliberate in using the most mundane of things. There is no bed in that house that is in her name. We're not talking assets. I'm talking basics. And truly, it is not abnormal. Many women believe that when you are married, the proper thing to do is, if you're going to buy a car, you're going to buy a land, you're going to buy stocks, you're going to invest somewhere, because you're a good wife who have been socialized to submit to her Lord and her master. You do it in the name of your husband so that you will honor him. You know, so they will end up buying it in his name. Because how can you, a woman under a man, you go and buy a house in your name? Are you not being audacious? Are you not actually even being unruly? Is that not insubordination? Until something happens. And in some cases, it won't even be the man that happens to the woman. No. In some cases, it is life that happens to both of them. The man himself may lose himself. And if the man loses himself, the man not being mindful.
The media is after my life.
I know that the elements are pro-women. The elements are pro-women. So whatever it is that tries to act up, I know it's a lie from the pit of hell. So back to what I was saying. When life happens to the man, or no, let's say if, because we pray it doesn't, okay? But if life happens to the man, that is when the woman realizes that there are so many frenemies. You're familiar with that word? There are so many frenemies who have been lurking in the shadows, looking for an opportunity to pounce on her and put her in her place, quote and unquote. It doesn't matter the abundance she has lived in. It doesn't matter the way the man has feted her and treated her like his queen. It doesn't matter that she has been a significant contributor to the earnings of the family. The mere fact that none of it is protected in law means she loses everything. I've heard too many sorry tales. And I mean, really, you cannot blame a victim, if you know what I mean. So when someone comes crying to you, no matter how you feel like giving them a smack on the cheek, no matter how it needles you and you get riled up, that, are you telling me that you were doing all of this for? No matter how you want to close the door and slap the person and defy the VAP Act for a moment, you cannot do that. Because if you are developmental inclined, you will know that it is insensitive to further victimize a person who is already down. So all you do is to hold their hands. You share tissue with them. Sometimes you lend tears to theirs. And, you know, you then start the legal fireworks. Abi? But I'm saying we can do better. I'm saying we can avoid all of that chapter and ensure that from the commencement we get things right. I am married. I am still in love with my husband. My auntie is in this room. Many people know me. They know my husband. They know my family. I am a romantico. Like, hey, if you see me do romance here, you'll be wondering, is it still this woman? But even my husband knows that his wife is woke. Did you hear what I said? Even him knows.
Thank you, ma'am. Is it okay to use this? Unfortunately, you must.
And if you like, sway your hips from here till forever. He will walk within those limits he has set for himself. But when we fall, we do so yakata. And we forget that when push comes to shove, because women, by the way our society is already structured, are more vulnerable than men are, you suffer the hardest hit. So sisters, let us be intentional in how we engage the law as a tool, because every protection we need, I'm not saying that our law can do more, but with what we have ample legal framework to protect every woman. The law, protects your right to own property in your name, in your personal capacity, or in any other capacity you wish, because some of those capacities may also be in a legal capacity. But of course, for your benefit, benefit and your interest. The law protects your right to dignity of work, including dignity in the terms of your engagement in that work. The law protects your right to, protection from all forms of discrimination. They tell you, yeah, your CV makes sense. Yeah, your design is beautiful, but we will need a man to, pitch this to the panel. Because you're a woman, you're married, you will not be able. Stories. Anything that is an infringement on your rights as a human being is an infringement of our laws. And if you speak to the right person, you will get full protection as prescribed by law. Let us be very intentional in engaging the law, whether it is in the way we enter our contracts, whether it is in the way we sign up to anything, including the relationships we sign on to. Please, let us be very deliberate. Then I spoke about legacy in the topic. If all you do is just live a successful day per time, and when your time is up here, you sign out and take a bow, I wouldn't say you've lived a life, right? One of the things I heard the panel that just finished talk about was mentorship. When we talk about legacy, it is multifaceted. Even as a woman, what legacy are you building? In that dream that you have envisioned, that project that you're building, that thing that you're building, what will be said after you're gone? Who inherits you? How do they inherit you? Is your inheritance going to be decided by your community people? They will say, yes, it's true that she owned the school, she built the school, but because she didn't have male children, it is her stepson that should inherit it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any external person inheriting you, but I'm saying it should be your call. Make it your call. It should be you deciding who inherits you and how they inherit you, including you deciding that maybe you want a portion of your inheritance, of your assets, to go to a cause you're passionate about. If I'm out of here tomorrow, chances are that there will be something significant from my assets, from my earnings, from what I leave behind that will continue to serve FIDA for generations, because I believe in the mandate of FIDA. It can be another thing for anybody else. It must not be the same thing for all of us. But I'm saying, let us be deliberate in how we build our legacy. Who do you want them to remember you for? How do you want them to remember you? How do you want to apportion what you leave when you leave here? How do you want to duplicate yourself in those that follow after you? You are brilliant. You are powerful women. But after you leave the room, the light dims. That is bad news. It means you have not replicated yourself. It means you are not holding some hands and shaping the future for when you need to take a bow. And sometimes it may not even be that you need to take a bow. One of my bosses told me something that, standing here, one of my bosses told me something that I found quite instructive. I had gone to him some time ago to appraise him on something I was setting out on, and he was so impressed. He was so excited. He said to me that he's happy that I'm stepping into that role that I came to share with him. He said that he's from Kogi State. So he said in his place that they have a saying, that saying is something like, the reason a horse likes to have children is so that some days the owner will ride the children and not ride the horse. He said, as we grow, those of us that he trained, as we grow and advance in our profession and step up to higher roles and bigger spaces, that it lessens burdens on him. That what it means is that there are things people will need Instead of coming to him to disturb him, he will simply say, go and tell Choma, she'll take care of it. So which means makes his own burden lighter, right? So when we duplicate ourselves, we don't do it only for when we bow out from the stage. We also do it so that our later years are easier, more fulfilling, more relaxing. Because if you count the women that truly matter, if you sit with them, you will see that there are so many things they get, not by their efforts anymore, but by the people they have trained, the people they have raised, the plants they have sown. I mean, the seeds they have sown and the plants it has borne, or the fruits it has borne. So when women as professionals talk about legacy, it is multifaceted, like I said earlier. It is not only in your legacy, the legacy you build as a person. It is in how you are able to replicate you such that your footprints are enduring. And that is the only way, if you're a Christian, and I imagine that a similar thing will apply even in Islam, that is the only way that your memory can truly be for eternal remembrance. Because it is the people, the impact you have made in the lives of others, that will continue to shine brighter and brighter, even for when you are not there. And that takes me to the last point of leadership. And truly, leadership is already embedded in some of what I have said. You cannot lead except you start from you. I lead Choma first. If you can't lead you ain't leading nobody else. And if you're waiting for a podium such as this before you start leading, then you may wait for always. The people who lead well, the people who lead are right, the people who even get such compliments are, you're a born leader. Though I don't think there is a born leader anyway. But all of those people start leading in small spaces. They start leading from the place of followership. That's where they start leading. They start leading themselves. They start leading in those little assignments that other people will overlook. Because it is in how well they lead in those small spaces, especially when they don't think anybody is seeing, that others will see and point at them or gravitate towards them as those they trust to lead them. That is how come people think that leaders are born. It is because in leading, they lead in their small spaces, in their private spaces, that their capacity for leadership becomes identified by others, and then they entrust the copious leadership to them, the one you want to see. But it didn't start from there. It starts from the small spaces. And I don't know who best fits the role or who best have the opportunity to lead, if not a woman. Can we even start leading in our relationships? Let's start leading. The children, even if it's your own children you want to start with, what are you teaching them? What is the orientation? How do you want them to honor the next woman tomorrow? How do you want your daughter to know that she is sufficient all by herself? How do you want her to know that her sense of dignity is not diminished by the fact of her being female? Let's start from that. Let us lead in a manner that we become the people that they will invite to those spaces where decisions will be made. Leadership is a burden, but it is a sacred, solemn opportunity to make lasting impact. And until women advance into positions of leadership, particularly in a sector such as yours, and I'm imagining I'm speaking more to, women in housing and construction, where women are still some sort of endangered, you are still trying to struggle your way into asserting yourself and taking spaces. It is important to us that you begin to lead even in your support roles, so that they will see you and acknowledge your capacity and then support your rise to true leadership, where you can now open the doors for more women to come in, where you can open the doors for more women-sensitive designs or contracts or whatever it is. Please, if we are intentional ensuring that we are mindful of engaging the tool, if we're intentional in ensuring that for every step we take, every choice, every decision, it is ingrained or it contributes into building a deliberate legacy. If we're intentional in molding ourselves, preparing ourselves, and readying ourselves for leadership, then I think it is only then that we can effectively impact how work is redefined, how wealth is built, and how worth is elevated for you and for me and for every woman really out there. Is my 10 minutes up? For any of you who would like to continue to have such conversations with me, I'm on social media. I like to engage. Oh, okay. So I was just saying that I like to engage, particularly with women. So if you're on social media, you can just go check out the Zest Family Lawyer. That's moi. And then if you send me a message, I'll always respond. Zest Family Lawyer on TikTok. The Zest Family Lawyer on TikTok, the Zest Family Lawyer on Instagram. I think if you search on Facebook, you will also find the Zest Family Lawyer. But there, I think it will be more Chioma Onyenucheya Uko. I'm not quite active on X, though I have an account there, Onyenucheya D, but I'm not quite active there. I'm on LinkedIn. Once in a while, they drag me in there. I come and do something and I run out. So you may find me on LinkedIn also as Chioma Onyenucheya Uko. But my most active platforms are Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And I engage. So we can always take up any conversation. And if you are part of a women's group, if I had the time, I would have unbundled some of the legal frameworks that we can harness for our, optimal protection. But honestly, the day is fast spent. I don't want to take anybody's time for granted. But I'm saying we can have many more opportunities for that conversation and such conversations to happen. So if you are part of any women's group, and you want Chioma to come and talk to them, I'm available. I'm willing and happy to do so. And to also say, like I've told you, the services we render in FIDA is at no fee, though it is for indigent women and children. But we have found situations where the interest of a woman is at stake, and it will make ripple impact if we stand with that woman. Don't hesitate to reach out to FIDA, because part of what we need to do, both in the place of leadership and as part of building legacy, is to support more women. So this is also saying that to Africa women in housing and construction, what you have with us going forward is a sincere collaboration. For any time you need FIDA, anytime. And I speak both for myself and for those who will come after me, because when I speak, I do not speak as Chioma. I speak as the institution. You have FIDA to count on. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Are you just looking like that? Thank you so kindly, ma'am, for that great presentation. Indeed, we need more of this, and because of this, the African women in housing and construction will be having monthly webinar, because we believe strongly that just 2 days is not enough for us to be able to redefine work, build wealth, and of course, elevate our worth in the Africa's built environment. And we're so honored to be having Barrister Chioma to be part of our first first webinar. Are you just looking like that? That hands can be bigger and better. And we're talking, you see, one thing with lots of great leaders, they are not present on social media. But I'm so excited to hear that she engages. She's not just present, but she's active and engages. So we'd like to have Barrister Chioma Onyenucheya Uko on our first webinar. And we crave your indulgence if you're yet to register with Africa Women in Housing and Construction Media. Could you kindly help me with the barcode on the screen? Kindly scan the barcode. Like we said, we're going to send you links to our webinar. This will be happening on our social media pages. In case you have not followed us, kindly follow us, Africa Women in Housing and Construction. So I'll be looking at us while we're following our social media platforms, Africa Women in Housing and Construction. Kindly do so because you'll greatly benefit from this esteemed program that is carefully crafted just for you to solve the problem in the housing and construction segment. Barrister Chioma, please, can you kindly want to take a group photograph? Can you please wait? Let's take a group photograph with her, please. Not with all the pledge you have given us from FIDA. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. She just taught us to fall in love, but carry our brain along with it. Thank you so much. Our great speakers, please, can you join us on stage? Can we have the chairperson of this esteemed conference kindly join us upstage? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Our great speakers, kindly join us upstage. Please, can we remain standing? Let the audience join us. Audience, please, can you join us? I'm sure we'd like to take a photograph with her. Please, I crave your indulgence. Can the audience join, please? Can the audience join, please? I crave the indulgence of our speakers, please.
Ready? Africa, are you ready? Today we celebrate power, we celebrate vision, we celebrate women building the future. From foundation to skyline, from blueprint to design, African women are rising, yet the future is ours to define. Architects drawing tomorrow, builders turning dreams real, realtors creating wealth, urban planners sealing the deal. OIC 2026. Welcome. Women in housing. Welcome. Women in construction. Building Africa brick by brick. Welcome. Let the whole world see. African women shaping prosperity. Welcome. Hey. Welcome. Tick, tick, tick. We know who's in. Who shapes the future? women leadership shining. Africa's future we're designing. Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and inner robots, welcome to the Africa Women in Housing and Construction Conference and Business.
Thank you so much.
Expo 2026. Let the conversations begin. Let the partnerships grow. And let the future rise. Welcome to Arshi 2026.
Thank you so much.
Arshi 2026.
So we will be announcing the winning group. Can we have the representative upstage? The representative, can we have you upstage? Team yellow, team red, and team blue. Please, can we have you upstage? Are you just looking like that? Let's put our hands together for that. Team yellow, team blue, and team red. Where are they? It seems we only have yellow here. Where is team red? Oh. Where is team red? No, we want the team lead. Please, can you come up stage? Can the team leads come up stage? Team yellow, please come up stage. Team yellow, please come up stage.
Women redefining.
Team yellow, please come up stage.
Women building wealth.
Team red.
Women elevating.
Team red.
World.
Are you in team red or team blue now?
In the cities we
Team red. This is what we're saying about women. Women take on their roles more seriously. Team blue, where is your representative? Team blue.
From the ground to the skyline. Watch the
Okay, so in the absence of team blue, team blue is not here. Is there anyone to represent team blue? In the group, anybody in the group?
from Lagos to Cape Town. African women.
May our blessings never pass out on to someone else in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so we want to thank everyone who racked their brain, everyone who contributed to the success of your group. And we want to announce to you that everyone is the winner. And we will be presenting the gift to, let's start with Team Yellow. She came out here first. And Madam Convener will present the gift to her with a presidential executive handshake.
Architects drawing the future. Engineers raising the steel. Developers shaping the skyline.
Team Yellow.
Making the vision real. Realtors creating the markets.
This is the first serial, the first series of her book. The subsequent series will be out, and she's privileged to be one of the very few to lay their hands on it. Congratulations, Team Yellow. Up next is Team Red. Also receiving executive presidential handshake from the convener, Mrs. Flora Annie. The first edition of her series. The Queens behind the skyline. Brick Queens behind the skyline. And this is the lady that took the blessing away from Team Blue. May our blessings not pass us by onto someone else in Jesus' name. All right, she's the lucky chap. Congratulations, Team Red, Team Yellow, Team Blue. At this point, Madam Convener.
Women
So at this point, I've gotten the authorization to kindly apologize that we are 13 minutes late. We promised that we're going to be done at 4 p.m. We apologize for keeping you 13 minutes beyond the time. It's been a delight, indeed a great honor to serve as the compere of this esteemed event. I remain your favorite compere, Google's top 2 female MC in Abuja, MC Prissy Vibes by name Chinenye, Priscilla, and Nemena. And it's such a delight to do this. See you some other time. I love you all. Thank you. Madam Convener? Madam Convener? It's a great delight once again. Thank you for having me serve as the compere of this esteemed event, and I yield the microphone to you for the vote of thanks. Thank you. Please, are you just looking like that? Jam those beautiful hands for the convener, Mrs. Flora Annie. I celebrate and value you all. Bye-bye for now.
Let's give her a warm round of applause. Are you just looking? Give her a warm round of applause. Distinguished guests, our esteemed speakers, industry leaders, partners, and every incredible woman and man present here today, as we draw the curtains on the main edition of the Africa Women in Housing and Construction Conference and Business Expo 2026, we do so not with an ending, but with a beginning. Over the past 2 days, we have not just had conversations, we have ignified a movement that is redefining work, a movement that is building wealth, and a movement that is boldly elevating wealth across Africa's built environment. We have had powerful insights, we have shared bold ideas, we have built connections that will outlive this moment. But beyond all of that, we have proven something undeniable. The African women are not just participating in the built environment, we are shaping it, leading it, and transforming it. And to the men who stood with us, your partnership is not only valued, it is essential. Because the future we are building is one of collaboration, inclusion, and shared prosperity. This conference may be our maiden edition, but the impact will be lasting. The seeds planted here will grow into policies, partnerships, businesses, and legacies. So as you leave this hall today, I urge you all, do not let the energy end here. Take the vision with you, take the connections with you, take the responsibility with you. Go back into your fields as builders of cities, creators of wealth, and champions of change. Let it be said that in March 2026, in Abuja, something shifted, that a generation rose, that a standard was set, that AWHC became a force. So on behalf of the entire organizing team, I say thank you for believing, for showing up, and for being a part of history today. This is not the end. This is a rise. Like I said, we are going to have a cooperative very soon. So if you've registered, be sure to hear from all of us, the organizing team. We're going to have a cooperative. We're going to approach the government. We're going to own land. We are going to share those lands among ourselves. We are going to build our own houses ourselves as women. So it's not going to end here. It is only the beginning. It is a rise for something great that is going to happen very soon. So I'm going to see you at the next edition. But before then, we'll be seeing ourselves. We'll be talking. We'll be chatting. So I'll see you at the next edition of AWHC 2027. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Are you just looking like that? You see, when Madam Convener mentioned the team that brought this together, it occurred to me that we did not take a group photograph. So if you're part of the photography, the ushering department, every team member that is responsible for the success of this event, please, let's come up stage for a group photograph. This is important. Group photograph. Team member, kindly come up stage for a group photograph. This is important. I contribute of Africa Women in Housing and Construction Conference. Kindly come up stage. Sorry, Madam Convener should be at the middle. Apologies. We may have to retake that again. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. It's part of the pegs of having MC Prissy Vibes host your event. My convener is my priority. I apologize if you're uncomfortable with that. So can we have the team member, please? Members of the team. And I don't know if we notice the ushers looking all stunning. Please, let's celebrate them. Let's celebrate them. They're looking like air hostesses. Please, can we have them up stage?
Gen Z bringing innovation, millennials leading the way. Trailblazers with experience, guiding the future today. Partnership growth and opportunity, the industry's rising strong. Together we are shaping the Africa we belong. Africa women.
So can we have the team members? See our beautiful mama. Our beautiful mama, grandma with Gen Z vibe. So can we have the team members? I think we should take the general one, then we take the convener and the ushers. I like the way they look around you. Let's take the general first. All members of the team. All member of the team. Please, ushers, wait behind. We're taking just ushers and the convener. All members of the team, kindly come forward. All member of the team. If you're a team member and you're not here, when we start charging 1 billion, please don't join us.
International Women's Month, celebrating strength, celebrating vision.
Thank you so much. Madam Convener, please wait behind. Can we have the ushers only? Ushers only.
From the ground to the skyline,
Ushers only.
dream to the design. Women rise in the industry.
And the most beautiful dread I have seen.
In every city we are building, in every space we create. Strong women in construction, turning vision into great.
Africa women in housing and construction.
Photography, you're not doing.
Export to the Genesis, where leaders meet and ideas connect. Building the future step by step. Africa women in housing and construction. Conference and business.
Okay. Can you move forward a bit? Hello, ma'am? No, not you. The lady at the extreme. Hello, ma'am? Yes, can you move forward? Fantastic. That works.
Gen Z bringing innovation, millennials leading the way. Trailblazers with experience.
Exactly. I was hoping for a Gen Z vibe.
Partnership growth.
Good. Thank you. So can we have family? Let's have family. That's Chinazan Eliora, if I'm not mistaken. One of the smartest kids I've known.
Building dreams, building communities, building
It would be unforgivable for the MC not to take photo with the convener.
Africa women in housing and construction. Conference and business.
I've just been told that the town planners have not taken photo with Madam Convener, please. Okay. So can we have everyone who is interested in taking photo with Madam Convener can kindly come up stage, please. I want to take photograph with Madam Convener. Please come up stage. And afterwards is dance, dance, dance. Pardon? After town planners, architects, please take
Abuja,
get ready.
are you ready?
After town planners, architects,
Today we
please.
celebrate power.
After town
celebrate
planners,
vision.
architects, please.
We celebrate women. Building
Do
the
we have
future.
architects in the house? Oh, can you see them? Coming up stunning, elegantly looking. No one does it better.
From foundation to skyline. From blueprint to
Architect. And then can we have the general audience?
where the future is ours to
The
define.
general audience.
Architects drawing tomorrow.
Photography, let's take quickly the architect before we have all participants join them.
Urban planner sealing the deal. AC 2026. Women in construction.
Okay, after the architect, everyone please join the photograph. Oh, please, the National Council of Women's Society, please. They are taking an exclusive photograph with the convener. National Council of Women's Society, please.
Who builds the city?
NCWS, please join Madam Convener. Like that. Are you looking like that?
Africa women in housing and construction.
That's more like it.
Leadership shine.
So let's have National Council for Women's Society join Madam Convener. Madam Convener? Madam Convener, you are disrupting the order of photography.
Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and innovators.
National Council for Women's Society of Nigeria.
Conference and Business Expo 2026. Let the conversations begin. Let the partnerships grow. And let the future rise. Welcome to RC 2026. RC 2026.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Women in construction.
So the general pop, anyone in the audience you want to take photograph, the floor is open.
Let the whole world see. Welcome, welcome, world. Africa women in housing and construction. Leadership shining. Welcome, welcome. Don't make shaping prosperity. Welcome, 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 welcome. Abuja, are you ready? Africa, are you ready?